was now 105 years ago that His Majesty King George V rescued the Romanov children from the brutally revolution. Tsar Nicholas II of Russia is the father of the 5 children and cousin to George V. Their mothers are the Danzig princesses Alexandra and Dagmar. Russia and Great Britain were in the Great War against the German Kaiser Wilhelm II, who was the cousin of George V. After the abdication of Nicholas in March 15, 1917, Nicholas, his wife Alexandra Feodorovna, and his 5 children Olga, Tatiana, Maria, Anastasia, and Alexei were taken as prisoners to Tobolsk, then 1 year later to Ekaterinburg in the Ural Mountains. In the time, George V sent his best diplomats to the Russian territory to rescue the family. But the Russians wanted to keep Nicholas and Alexandra in prison. They would just let the children out of prison to go to exile. With the agree of Nicholas and the UK, they also signed a treaty. In with it is recognized the newly formed Soviet regime, in addition not to support the White Army. Led by Admiral Kolchak, the Romanov children were rescued by a British ship in June, and were taken to the UK. The British people had felt sorry for the children. George V let them life in Kensington Palace. Nicholas and Alexandra and 4 servants were shot on July 17, 1918. The children were deeply dismayed at the loss of their parents. Alexei miraculously survived hemophilia. His sisters Olga and Tatiana helped in the UK as nurses, and Maria began to fall in love with Louis Mountbatten, and Anastasia began to act for little silent movies. Alexei married Princess Ileana of Romania, and they had children. Olga married Dmitry Chakbagov. It was a sweet marriage, and they had children. Olga was also a famous poet, and worked as nurse in the Second Great War for England. Tatiana married Alexander I of Yugoslavia. The marriage was happy and with children. She also helped with politic decisions and cared for the household. Maria had a relationship to Louis Mountbatten for 1 year. They married in 1920. They had children and lived in London. Maria also helped as nurse in the Second Great War in England. Anastasia had become the famous actress. She also acted in movies with Charlie Chaplin and had a friendly relationship. But there are also rumors who say that Anastasia and Chaplin had an affair. But in 1922, she stopped acting and married Frederick IX of Denmark, and had with him children and made organizations for poor people. However, some people say that the Romanov children were killed with their parents and 4 servants in July 17, 1918, in the communists, ending the line of the Romanovs forever. If you believe this, seek for medical help. The Romanov children were never executed. You are wrong, but the question is, were the children really shot? Who knows?